The explosions are so powerful that they throw chunks of ice and soil hundreds of meters away. Hundreds of meters wide, dozens of meters deep, these craters have appeared without warning, as if the ground itself is exploding. In the remote Siberian tundra, the Earth is breaking apart.
These craters are not the work of meteorites or volcanic activity. They are something else entirely, thawing, a mystery born from the depths of the Earth.
The first crater appeared in 2014, near the Yamal Peninsula. Since then, dozens more have followed. At first, scientists were baffled. The craters appeared out of nowhere, with no warning, no seismic activity, no explanation. Some believed it was a meteorite. Others thought it was a gas explosion. But the truth was far stranger. The craters are not just holes in the ground. They are wounds in the Earth, revealing secrets that have been frozen for thousands of years. The Earth is exploding in Siberia. And the deeper we look, the more we realize we are only beginning to understand why. The second crater appeared in 2017, just a few kilometers from the first. It was smaller, but it confirmed the craters are not just isolated phenomena. They are part of a pattern, a network of wounds spreading across the Siberian tundra. Over 20 craters have been discovered across the Yamal Peninsula. Each one is a sign that the ground beneath our feet is not as solid as we think. The craters are deep, some over 50 meters down, and at the bottom, researchers found something unexpected.
The soil samples contained high concentrations of methane, a gas that is naturally trapped in the permafrost. But
the craters are not just a mystery. They are a warning, a sign that something is changing deep beneath the surface of the Earth. The craters are not static. They are growing, spreading, and appearing in new places. The frozen ground is becoming unstable. The evidence is clear. The craters are caused by the release of methane gas, which has been trapped beneath the permafrost for thousands of years. The frozen wound is healing, but the threat remains. In 2014, reindeer herders in the Yamal Peninsula reported a strange sight, a massive hole in the ground.
The satellite images confirmed the discovery, a crater over 70 meters wide and 50 meters deep, appearing out of nowhere.
At the bottom of the crater, researchers found water and the unmistakable smell of gas. The gas was methane, a potent greenhouse gas, trapped beneath the permafrost for thousands of years. But something had caused it to be released. Since 2014, more than 20 craters have been discovered across the Yamal Peninsula. The craters are a mystery that has captivated scientists and the public alike. But the answers are buried deep beneath the ice. The holes are not just scars on the surface. They are windows into a world that has been frozen for millennia, a world that is now beginning to thaw. The permafrost is a time capsule, preserving the history of the Earth, but it is also a ticking time bomb, holding vast amounts of methane that are now being released.
The first craters were a mystery, but they were also a warning tent, a sign that the Earth is changing, and that we are
The reindeer herders of the Yamal Peninsula have witnessed the craters firsthand. They speak of the ground exploding, The tundra is a place of extremes. Extreme cold, extreme isolation. The frozen rivers of Siberia are beginning to thaw, and as they do, they are releasing gases that have been trapped beneath the ice for millennia. The aurora borealis has always been a symbol of the Arctic's beauty and mystery. But now, the snow is not as pure as it once was. It carries the traces of a changing environment, a sign that the tundra is beginning to transform. The search for answers is not just about understanding the craters. It is about understanding the future of the planet we call home. The Siberian tundra is a place of extremes, and it is here, in this frozen wilderness. Permafrost is ground that has remained frozen for at least 2 consecutive years. But beneath the surface, it holds a secret that is only now being revealed. Methane is a potent greenhouse gas, trapped in the permafrost as small bubbles of frozen gas. When the ice melts, the gas is released. As the permafrost thaws, the trapped methane is released. The pressure builds until the ground can no longer contain it, and the Earth explodes. The Arctic is warming faster than anywhere else on Earth. This warming is melting the permafrost, releasing methane. Each sample of permafrost is a window into the past, a record of the Earth's climate and its history of freezing and thawing. Satellite imagery reveals that large areas of the permafrost are thawing at an alarming rate, releasing vast amounts of methane into the atmosphere. The chain reaction is both simple and terrifying. Thaw, release, build, and explode. The cracks in the ice are a sign of the pressure that is building beneath the surface, a silent warning of what is to come. The permafrost is not just a frozen layer of soil. It is a vast reservoir of carbon, locked away for millennia, now being released into the atmosphere. The science of permafrost is a science of frozen time. But as the ice melts, methane is a simple molecule, 1 carbon atom, 4 hydrogen atoms. But its impact on the planet is anything but simple. As the permafrost thaws, methane is released in massive quantities. The gas rises through the soil. These frozen bubbles are a ticking time bomb. When they burst, they release methane into the atmosphere, contributing to global warming.
Satellite imagery has revealed massive methane plumes rising from the Siberian tundra, releasing thousands of tons of gas into the atmosphere.
Methane levels in the Arctic have risen dramatically in recent years, a sign that the permafrost is releasing its ancient stores of gas. When the pressure becomes too great, the ground explodes, releasing the methane in a violent burst that leaves behind a crater.
The gas is almost pure methane, a potent greenhouse gas that is 25 times more effective at trapping heat than carbon dioxide.
The methane hotspots are concentrated in the Siberian tundra, where the permafrost is thawing at an alarming rate.
The frozen lakes of Siberia are a window into the methane that lies beneath the surface, waiting to be released. The Methane Connection is a reminder that the Earth's climate is a delicate balance, and that the release of this ancient gas could tip the scales.
This is not the first time the Earth has experienced such explosions. Evidence suggests that similar events occur. The fossil record shows evidence of sudden, massive releases of methane in the past, events that led to rapid climate change and mass extinctions. The core samples reveal layers of methane-rich sediment, evidence of past releases that occurred long before human civilization. These ancient events were not isolated. They were part of a cycle, a pattern of methane release that has repeated itself throughout Earth's history. The fossil record is filled with evidence of sudden, catastrophic events that may have been caused by the release of methane from the Earth's interior. The locations of the ancient craters align perfectly with the locations of the modern craters, suggesting that these events are not random, but part of a recurring pattern.
The twist is that the current methane release is not just a local phenomenon. It is a warning of a global chain reaction that could change the climate of the entire planet. The correlation between methane levels and global temperature is clear. High methane levels lead to high temperatures, creating a feedback loop that accelerates warming.
The modern craters are a warning from the past, a reminder that the Earth has undergone similar changes before, with devastating consequences. The twist is that the craters are not just a mystery of the present. They are a warning from the past, a message from the Earth itself. The evidence is overwhelming. Satellite data confirms the presence of over 20 craters, each one a testament to the power of the methane release. The soil samples contain high concentrations of methane, confirming that the explosions are caused by the release of this potent greenhouse gas. Each core sample is a time capsule, revealing the history of the permafrost and the methane trapped within it. The analysis reveals methane concentrations that are off the charts, confirming that the explosions are caused by the release of this gas. The methane released from the Siberian craters is not just a local problem. It is a global one. The scientific community has taken notice, with researchers around the world studying the phenomenon and its implications for the global climate.
The distribution of the craters is not random. They are concentrated in areas where the permafrost is thawing most rapidly.
These frozen bubbles are a ticking time bomb. When they burst, they release methane into the atmosphere, contributing to global warming. The evidence is clear. The craters are caused by the release of methane gas, which has been trapped beneath the permafrost for thousands of years. The evidence is undeniable. The Earth is exploding, and the cause is methane. When the first craters appeared, some scientists believed they were caused by meteorite impacts. But the evidence did not support this theory. The volcanic theory was also considered, but there is no evidence of volcanic activity in the region. The leading theory is that the craters are caused by the thawing of permafrost and the release of methane gas, a process that is accelerated by climate change. The permafrost thaw is not a simple process. It is influenced by a complex interplay of temperature, pressure, and the presence of methane hydrates. Methane hydrates are ice-like structures that trap methane molecules within a lattice of water molecules. They are stable only under... When the permafrost thaws, the methane hydrates destabilize, releasing the trapped gas into the atmosphere. The chain reaction is a perfect storm of factors, each one feeding into the next, creating a cycle that is now being accelerated by climate change. The scientific models confirm that the thawing of permafrost and the release of methane are the most likely causes of the explosions. The theories are numerous, but the evidence points to one conclusion. The Earth is exploding, and we are only beginning to understand why.
The methane released from the Siberian craters is not just a local problem, it is a global one.
The release of methane accelerates global warming, which in turn melts the world's ice, creating a feedback loop that amplifies the problem. The methane hotspots are not confined to Siberia. Similar releases have been observed in other parts of the Arctic, indicating a widespread problem. The Arctic is home to some of the most vulnerable wildlife on the planet, and the release of methane threatens their habitat and their survival. The release of methane is a significant contributor to global warming, with methane being 25 times more effective at trapping heat than carbon dioxide. The global impact of methane release extends beyond the Arctic, with rising sea levels threatening coastal communities around the world. The scientific community is increasingly concerned about the release of methane from the Arctic, with many researchers calling for urgent action to address the issue. The climate system is a delicate balance of interconnected cycles, and the release of methane is a disruption that could have far-reaching consequences. The global impact of the methane release is a reminder that the Earth's climate is a single, interconnected system. The global impact of the methane release is a reminder that we are all connected by the atmosphere we share. For centuries, the people of the Siberian Tundra have lived in harmony with the frozen land. But now, the land is changing beneath their feet. The reindeer herders of the Yamal Peninsula have witnessed the craters firsthand. They speak of the ground exploding. The reindeer are the lifeblood of the region, providing food, clothing, and transportation. But the craters are making the land dangerous for them. The craters are not just a threat to the land. They are a threat to the homes and livelihoods of the people who live here. The children of the tundra are growing up in a world of explosions and craters, a world that is changing faster than anyone can understand. The craters are not just a curiosity. They are a threat to the people who call this place home, a reminder that the ground beneath their feet is no longer solid. The reindeer are fleeing the craters, sensing the danger that the humans have not yet fully understood. The Sami people have lived in the Arctic for thousands of years, adapting to the harsh conditions. But the craters are a challenge. The human cost of the exploding Earth is not just measured in craters and methane. It is measured in the lives of the people who call this place home. The debate among scientists is fierce. Some believe the craters are a natural phenomenon, while others argue that climate change is accelerating the process. The data is clear, but its interpretation is not. Some scientists see a natural cycle, while others see a clear signal of human influence.
Those who argue for a natural cycle point to the evidence of ancient craters, which suggest that similar events have occurred in the past.
Those who argue for human influence point to the rapid increase in craters in recent years, which coincides with the acceleration of global warming. The scientific community is divided on the issue, with researchers on both sides presenting compelling evidence to support their claims. The simulations show that both natural and human-caused factors play a role, but the question is, which one is the dominant driver? The natural release of methane is a part of the Earth's carbon cycle, but the question is whether the current release is within the natural range or beyond it.
The debate is not just about the past, but about the future. If the craters are a natural cycle, there is little we can do.
The debate is a reminder of the complexity of the climate system and the need for urgent action to address the challenges we face. The debate will continue, but the reality of the exploding Earth is undeniable.
The scientific consensus is clear. The craters are caused by the thawing of permafrost and the release of methane, a process that is being accelerated by climate change.
The consensus is based on a vast body of evidence, including satellite data, soil samples, and climate models, all pointing to the same conclusion.
The consensus is not just a matter of opinion. It is a conclusion based on decades of research and observation.
The consensus is that the feedback loop of warming and methane release is a critical factor in the acceleration of climate change.
The research has been published in leading scientific journals, providing a foundation for understanding the phenomenon and its implications. The evidence is undeniable. The permafrost is thawing, and methane is being released at an alarming rate. The consensus is that the thawing of permafrost is a global problem, with the potential to release vast amounts of methane into the atmosphere.
The consensus describes a chain reaction that is now being accelerated by climate change, a process that is both natural and human-induced. The consensus is a testament to the power of science to understand complex phenomena and to guide us towards solutions. The scientific consensus is a foundation for action. It tells us what is happening and why, and it gives us the knowledge we need to respond. The future of the Arctic is one of the most urgent questions facing our planet. If the permafrost continues to thaw, by 2050, large areas of the permafrost are projected to thaw, releasing vast amounts of methane into the atmosphere. The polar bear is a symbol of the Arctic, but it is also a symbol of the changes that are taking place. As the ice melts, its habitat is disappearing. The release of methane is not limited to the land. Subsea permafrost is also thawing, releasing methane from the ocean floor. The future of the Arctic depends on the choices we make today. If we continue to emit greenhouse gases at current rates, the consequences will be severe.
The thawing of the permafrost is not just an Arctic problem. It is a global problem, with consequences for people around the world.
The future of the Arctic is a choice. We can continue on our current path, or we can take action to reduce emissions and slow the warming. The future of the Arctic depends on our ability to transition to renewable energy and reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. The future of the Arctic is uncertain, but it is not predetermined. We have the power to shape it if we act now. The future of the Arctic is in our hands. The question is, will we rise to the challenge? Nugent. Despite the scientific consensus, many questions remain unanswered. What is the full extent of the methane release? The trapped methane is a reminder of the unknown, a secret that is only now being revealed. The mysteries of the exploding Earth it is about the future of our planet and the choices we make. The mystery is a call to action, a reminder that we must continue to study, to question, and to act.
The work of scientists is far from over. There is still much to learn and much to do. The release of methane is an ongoing process, a reminder of the forces that are shaping our planet. The mystery of the exploding Earth is a testament to the power of nature and the limits of our knowledge. The mystery is a reminder of the vastness of the natural world and the importance of our role in understanding and protecting it. The mystery is a challenge, but it is also an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to protect our planet for future generations. Some mysteries are solved. Others are only beginning. The file is closed. The mystery remains.